Are we on it? I think we're going. Yay! All right. Hello, everybody. This is, well, I called it the Blunt Talk Show Relocated because I was like, I think that's what's happening. So me and Red are going to talk about stuff because I'm really good at planning out what to do in these. What are you talking about? I have no idea. I'm going to go ahead and start tweeting out the thing. Where's that? Come on.
Tweeting out the thing? What are you, Joe Biden now? You know the thing. Tweet it out.
You know, pretty much, yeah. Oh, God. I was going to say, I mean, I'm about, well, no, I was going to say, one sec, it's going to, there we go. Now I'll just do this. I mean, I mumble and I stutter a lot, but I know it's not because of, severe cognizant decline or anything. So.
I told you. Do you hear that?
Yep.
The one that was having a hissy fit coughing and stuff, now he wants to play with his squeaky toy.
Of course he does.
Yeah. And I don't know if I can tweet this out for you because if I go to do it on my phone, it'll probably log me out of here. So I might have to see if my laptop would like to work today.
I'm tweeting it. Tweeted, and there we go. That should help. Anyway.
Well, I can always, if Crystal ends up coming in, I'll just be like, Crystal, sign in to my Twitter account and tweet it out. Retweet it. She's the only one I gave my info to.
That makes sense. That's a very responsible move.
With Crystal, yes.
Yes. If it was the other way, I'd be like, oh God, no. Don't do that.
No, she should not, because I drink whiskey and then I'll get a hold of her Twitter account and no one will follow her that follows her anymore. But she'd probably get a lot more people that she doesn't want following her.
She'd just be like, I don't know what's happening, but please go away.
Like, what are all these curse words on my Twitter account? Why was I so angry?
Can Crystal? I'm trying to think if Crystal has ever really cursed. I don't think I've ever heard it.
Oh yeah, she does on she did on our when we did Blunt Talk together. She cursed quite a bit.
Okay.
I think it was more out of respect for Ginger. I think.
Oh, all right.
But she's finding her own personality too, so that's kind of helping.
That's fair. I was trying to control myself when I was talking with Ginger on that one live stream, and I was like, I'm failing, but I can't help it.
What do you mean? I didn't see that one. I'm going to have to watch. What do you mean?
I'm trying to remember how long ago it was, because it might have been like, let's see, maybe about 3 or 4 months ago. Maybe.
Did you say you were failing on the live stream? Because that would have been funny.
Was that?
Did you say you were actually failing on the live stream? Because that'd be hilarious.
I cannot swear because I have a horrible sailor's mouth. But because I was like, I'm going to try not to drop all kinds of F-bombs and stuff, but I make no promises. And sure enough, and at one point, my wife was like, hey, watch. I was like, I can't help it. It's such a good word to use.
They're filler words.
They really are, and I have to make sure I don't use them in front of my grandma.
Oh no, your grandma's like
okay, maternal grandma, she'll swear just as much as I do, but I'm still trying to watch it just so I don't get ahead of myself. But my paternal grandmother, oh my God, the woman is so close to sainthood. I think I'll be amazed. What are they called? I always wonder sometimes. I'm like about incorruptible bodies. Those. Because I'm like, that sounds interesting, and just, they don't decay or anything. I'm like, that's probably going to be my Grandma Judy. I could see that. I could totally see that. Well, the woman, it's so shocking if she has any kind of, emotional outburst ever, right? There's one time where, what was it about? She didn't raise her voice. She didn't do anything drastic. But something happened, and she was like, oh, shit. And everyone was looking at her like, what did you say?
Grandma.
She's like, I'm so sorry. I was like, where's from? I was like, Grandma Judy can swear? What else can you do?
Oh my gosh. Does she eat pineapple on her pizza? I'm just
She
curious.
doesn't eat pizza.
What?
She's not a pizza eater.
Then she's not a saint. Like, that is not sainthood stuff right there. She is automatically disqualified. Get out. I have a dog panting in my ear.
How long is it going to take for us to get into the pineapple on pizza debate? All right.
I had to take your grandma.
I was thinking about it today. Like, what if we didn't split up the government between Republicans and Democrats? Everyone just kind of universally agreed on shit, except it was one party's pineapple on pizza, the other one's not.
See, I don't like that.
That would get done because everyone's debating about the pizza.
I don't like that because there's so many liberty-minded people that are on opposite sides.
Right.
But then again, they might help the ones that are not liberty-minded.
Yeah, dang it.
If we split it off that way, they're just going to have to be with commies, you guys, of course.
Well, these just won't eat anything. They don't get it. They don't get a seat at this table.
What? Who doesn't?
The commies, because they're not eating anything.
No, for argument's sake.
Okay, for argument's sake, yes. I can see where you're coming from.
And plus, it's more socialist pizza, so everybody would get some anyway. I'm just saying. Really, I didn't come in here for pineapple pizza talk. Fix yourselves.
Oh, God.
I don't know who that is. That could be Ginger or that could be Crystal. Stop squeaking your damn toy! Stupid idiot dog.
The dog is like, let me sing the songs of my people with our favorite instrument. Squeak!
Well, between the kid refusing to go to bed, he's like, okay.
Okay, so I'm guessing
dress.
For argument's sake, that's a red quote. Yeah, that's okay. It's Ginger and fighting the void. Awesome. What's up, guys? We didn't take
Crystal.
Long to talk.
Oh well, I don't have to do it now because Crystal took too freaking long. So I guess I'll just retweet it. Thanks a lot, Crystal. Had to open up my laptop again. Oh, now it wants to run. I wonder if my YouTube started again. Maybe. I'm gonna have to see. If it didn't, I'm gonna be so mad. What am I supposed to listen to? To go to bed.
So can you
really
have to go to sleep without that kind of white noise going on?
It's not even white noise. It's just I have to have like either politics or, some woman killing her husband to, lull me to sleep.
My name is Red and I'm very macabre. Okay.
Everyone has their thing that they have to do to fall asleep. I just listen to stories of women butchering their husbands, or vice versa, to be fair.
Natural, yes. I suppose that's one way of going about it. I just hit the pillow and try and lay still for about 10 minutes. And then, it kind of shuts down. It's like, let me ask you this. Do you dream about that shit? Or do you dream it all? Or?
Why would I dream about do I dream about butchering my husband? We're live on the air. I can't say one way or another.
Well, I figure if you're listening to it as you go to sleep, do you ever dream about that, or is it just?
No, I have nice dreams.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
isn't that weird?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems I have the only time I really have nightmares, and this is so weird because I love Disney, but I can't watch Disney before bed because then I get nightmares that involve animals talking and doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Okay, I could see how that might be creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the what the hell was it called in South Park? That one, what was it?
I don't know.
Well, it was the one where all the talking animals in the middle of the forest were Satanists, and they were trying to bring back the devil. And
I've never seen that one.
It was It was so weird. You know, it made me kind of look at the talking animals in the forest thing a little bit different from that point. I'm like, oh god, okay. No, I was. No, I always like getting people's take on this because I can remember quite a few dreams. It's getting to the point where I need to either keep a journal next to my bed or just seriously take a cartography because I'm like, I feel like I'm somewhere I like kind of know and I want to map it out. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. I'm like, I should know where this is, and yet I do not.
You keep a journal of your dreams?
I should. I need to start, but they're usually just so freaking vivid that when they really stick with me, I don't need a journal because I'm just like, yeah, I kind of remember them.
That's
But
weird.
no, there's some. I remember some freaking weird ones. Like, I've told this to a couple people, and like, I'm one of those people where I'm like, no, I'm fairly certain that there are some dreams where I'm going somewhere else, and I'm not just like, oh, hey, head movies while I'm unconscious, you know, that kind of thing. Like, there's this one point where me and my wife were staying in. We stayed the night over in Reno, just to have a little 2-day getaway for ourselves, and I don't know why I had this dream or anything because I wasn't thinking about it like prior to the trip or anything for like the last 6 months, right? But I have a dream where I'm at work and all of a sudden my great grandmother walks in and she's passed away a couple years now, what, like 2014, 2015, I think it was. And I was just like stunned because I'm looking at him like, what are you doing here? And she's just like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. How are you? She's like, I'm good. I was like, okay. Then like somebody in my dream asked me like, who's that? I'm like, that's my dead great grandma. And I immediately wake up fucking like rattled, like, what was that? And I wasn't going back to sleep, even if it was like 5:30 in the morning. Like, nope, I'm up now. Okay, what I just see?
Is that the weirdest dream you've had?
No, that's not the weirdest dream. That's actually kind of tame. When I think about it. No, I'm just gonna rattle off a couple of them actually, because I
What's
think
your weirdest? What is your weirdest one?
the weirdest one I can think of right now might be Thai, because I think it was maybe a year or two ago now. It wasn't sleep paralysis. I know that because people say they're like, "Oh, I saw a sleep paralysis demon." I was like, "No, I wasn't even. I wasn't even awake for it. I know I was dreaming still, but I'm in my bed. I like just kind of tilt up, and I'm like, "Am I still asleep?" And I know I am because when I look across the room, I see this like shadowy figure, right? And I already sound like fucking.
Ew.
Oh Jesus! But I like without skipping a beat. I like eye contact made. I see it, and the first thing that comes to my mind is like, "Oh, death! Hi!" Literally, that's exactly how it freaking went in my head. And I just kind of lay back down for a second. I was like, ah. And it looked at me for the minute, and I was like, am I gonna die? And just like it didn't do anything. I woke up and was like, all right, that was fucking weird. What the hell? But let's see. How long ago is this?
Oh, my weirdest. I think I was at my grandmother's house, and we were up on a deck. Like it was one of the lifted ones that kind of come off of the higher up story. So you have to walk downstairs to get to the grass area. But there was a gigantic alligator.
Oh God.
But there's no like water down there, so it was weird for an alligator to be there. And he's just walking all around the yard. We couldn't get off the deck.
Oh shit.
That was probably the weirdest one I think I've ever had. Next to the one I had where it actually came true. I've had a few of those too.
Oh man. No, the other one that's kind of tied right now for weirdest was maybe a couple months ago now. And keep in mind, I probably have this. I can probably trace the origins of where this one came from because I was like, I've been thinking about Cormac McCarthy and No Country for Old Men to touch more because I actually read the book and I was like, man, this book is like trying to figure out like my own take on it. Mm-hmm. But I remember it very clearly because like it wasn't like I was in the hot seat initially, but I'm looking at this house and I can see the guy in that. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Oh well, I can see the guy, the hitman in that movie, Anton Chigurh, who is like, he's kind of keeping hanging back, and he's looking at some other dude in the house, and I'm over here like, oh shit, that guy better get out of that house. And I'm like looking at it like I'm just outside the house, but I can still see through it, like I'm no clipping in a video game. But no, eventually I come to one angle of the house where I can see down a hallway that's got a light, and I'm like, oh hey, what's going on over here? I go follow it and start getting close to that room because I was like, oh hey, that's what that guy's going. I wonder where it's gonna be at. And then the guy goes to the door inside that room and goes out the other way, and I'm like, oh, let me go follow him, and I can't get through the door. I was like, well shit, all right, I guess I'll go back the way I came, turn around, get closer to that door I just came through, and all of a sudden there's Anton Chigurh peeking through the door, and I'm like, oh shit, he's not looking for the guy who's just trailing. He's looking at me. He knows I'm here. And I was like, did I just look at a fucking demon? What the hell just happened? My brain is very active when I go to bed. Jeez.
You're going to give me nightmares. And I feel like I just really have to say, I am not over here panting. So if you hear panting, that is my dog. It's very loud on my end, and I just really need to let people know that I'm not, in fact, panting.
Out that in women, apparently, and generally in people, there's all of a sudden they're panting because they're just like, yeah, I don't know why. I got nothing.
I am not panting. I need to reiterate that I am not panting. It is my dog. He's dying, I guess.
Yeah, it's too hot outside, I think.
It's hot in the house too. That's why my kid went to bed in a dress.
Of course. What's the temp like for you over there anyway? Because I've been amazed as I'm like, oh, it's actually getting almost down to freezing over here. Cool.
High 60s, I think.
What the hell is going on with the East Coast? I got a friend in New York who's telling me it's like in the 70s in the afternoon.
I don't know. It was like 69, 70 earlier today.
Al Gore's over in the corner like, I told you about this.
Global warming.
Oh,
well,
man.
You know, it feels nice. So, like, I'm totally on board with making the planet even hotter, to be fair.
Yeah, oh, I hate it. I love the cold. I love this shit.
No. Or at least I broke my tailbone in the snow. Like, I don't like it.
It'll get chilly, but it doesn't snow where I'm at because I'm just a little bit too low in the elevation. But cold, rainy days, I'm like, yes. I love that.
Well, see, like, snow, but warm. Then I'd be fine. Like, snow, but warm.
Okay, Willy Wonka and your reverse snow cone.
Then I would love snow. But I don't like it because it's cold and wet. So if it could be dry and warm, I'd totally be. Then I would be on board with winter.
Oh, frick. Oh, no, I'm so ready for more rain. Please, more rain, God.
No, don't say that. Well, wait, you're in a different area. You guys can have all the rain you need.
I'm in a very different area. It's very arid. I know it's the only break I'm going to get from wildfires for a while, so please, God, more rain.
Did you see Ginger? Vikings survived in the cold. Vikings are cool. Therefore, cold is better.
I like his logic.
He doesn't have logic. He's just being.
There's some top-down reasoning
dippy.
Here.
That just.
You know who else was better in the cold? Scotsman.
Rosie O'Donnell. I don't know. Fat people are. Am I allowed to say that?
Russians survived the cold. Russians have been cruel.
Therefore, cold is bad. Yes, Crystal.
No.
Listen, you can't get mad when we do the same logic back to you.
And you can't get mad when Ginger do the same logic back to you.
I can get mad whenever I want because I'm a woman and women are right. It's 2020. Believe all women.
My
But
name's
like when I
Sam, I have
seen
two X chromosomes. Look at me.
them, calm down. When I seen them lay that argument out the way they did, I just thought of that Office episode where Dwight was like, "Bears, beach, Battlestar Galactica." Like that's I just for some reason that played in my head when I read their little coldest. Oh, they're still doing it in the
The
chat.
Russians defeated the Nazis because of the cold. Therefore, cold is good. Russia destroyed Poland.
Oh my gosh.
What have we
Yes,
done?
hashtag women are right 2020. Look at she's destroying you in the chat, Ginger.
Mark,
Did you know Russians are
I love
Asian?
Mark
What
right
the
now. He's
fuck?
just like, did you know Russians are Asian? I was like, kinda, actually, yes.
You're
They're
really blowing my mind right now.
Oh shit.
Holy shit. Russians are that's gonna be my next tweet when I get back.
Russians are actually Asian.
Russians are Asian.
Oh man.
Are Russians good at math?
Cold made Russia tougher. Oh my god, they're gonna keep going. I gotta stop.
Cold made Russia tougher. Poland needed more cold.
would,
Oh my gosh. Therefore, cold is better, right?
On a similar note, I would actually love to visit both of these countries just because they sound really interesting.
Russia?
Yeah.
No, my aunt's from Russia.
Inner cold and corruption and everything else aside, Russia is a fascinating country. Oh my god.
Yeah, you should talk to my aunt.
Eh? Maybe I will.
My aunt's Russian.
Oh.
I won't get into how she met my uncle.
Oh god. I was talking to I just went
This is not the uncle. By the way, this is not the uncle that got a DUI on the tractor or lawnmower.
Okay, not that.
This is a different. This is a different
uncle.
uncle.
Are you sure it wasn't? That sounds like someone that would be paired really well with a Russian.
No. This one doesn't really drink.
Ironic.
I met her when we were younger, and she told my niece, she goes, "Oh, you can have vodka. It's okay. Everybody drinks over there." I'm like, she's like 11. She cannot have vodka. She goes, "No, it's okay. It's okay. She's not." She said she's not driving.
Oh,
I love her to death.
One of the women at the gas station right near me. I was just going in to get like a Red Bull or something, and the way I flicked a 20 at her for something because it was like a 4-pack. She was like, that kind of reminded me of when I was working at the bank, and I was like, I have to know more about this guy because he sounded fascinating just from this little bit alone. Because he would come in with a 20 and ask her, she's like, I want 5s, and then she would like leave the counter, go around, get 5s, put down another 20. I would like 5s. I'm like, what is your deal, bro? Is this like a weird trip for you? Or I want to ask her. I was like, was he staring at your ass on the way out? Is that why? I don't know. People are fascinating.
He just kept coming back in.
Apparently, yeah, that's just what he did every so often.
Oh, okay, but see, it made it seem like it was consecutive. So like he would walk out with and then come right back in with another 20.
No, like. She would walk out of the counter, or walk away from the counter, come back with 5s, and then he would have another 20 just waiting anyway.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
He should be reported to the authorities. That is not okay. I don't know what for, but that's just creepy.
For being a creepy Russian.
Yes. We can forgive him. He's Russian. He doesn't know.
There you go. Oh,
and if she had a nice butt, then I guess it's okay.
I haven't seen it, so I can't attest, but I'm sure it is. She seems like a perfectly lovely woman.
What on earth?
I'm just saying.
That's not how you rate butts. She seems like a perfectly lovely woman.
Well, I don't see why
she has a nice butt. Oh my gosh. That's like that she has a good personality thing. Does that go with butts too?
Depends on the butt, depends on the personality. Like there are some people I've met. There's some women I've met. I'm like, I don't care how physically attractive you are. you are an asshole, and that like takes you down to a -3. Okay, like no. All right.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat.
Oh God. Oh God.
Eskimos are cool because the cold. Cold is good. Ginger, for the love of, I will fight you.
Penguins live in the cold.
Penguins are stupid. They can't even fly.
Ginger, don't
Are they
forget about
birds?
polar bears.
Are they birds?
Penguins?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they can't fly. So we shouldn't rate them as birds. We should
Turkeys
call them
can't
birds.
fly. Chickens can't fly.
Then they're not birds either.
Oh my God.
Would you rather be fat or blubber?
Would you
What?
rather?
Aren't they
Polar
the
bears
same thing?
also in cold. Yes.
Ugh.
Cold are better.
Listen. Men like cold better because they're hairy, so they get hot faster.
You know what? Actually, frick, I love polar bears. Damn it. No.
No, polar bears are savage, horrible creatures. They rip seals apart.
Hey, don't forget seals.
Yes, see? You can't love seals and polar bears. They don't go together.
No, I was gonna say because my wife tells me a lot of things, and I try and tell her a lot of things too. But speaking of cold and men and women, evidently they did like a thermal like image on like both men and women. Women get colder faster.
Yes.
I'm like, that's cool. I didn't realize that. And apparently, it always starts with the hands.
What? And the feet. No, you shut up. It's actually the chat for anyone that will go back and listen to this. I'm not just screaming "shut up"
I was gonna
at
say,
nobody.
I think it'll say.
I don't know.
Who's the fourth person watching right now? Show yourself. Also,
Say something right now. Listen, can you kick anybody who likes pineapple pizza? And then there's no one left in the chat, I guess. Now that I think about it.
I was gonna say, and then I have to go because I kind of like it.
That'd be a weird show.
Just
me screaming, I won the rest of the time.
Oh God. No, it makes me sad. Like what my wife has. She has Hawaiian because pepperoni gives her heartburn. I was like, no. That's magic. Just a good pepperoni pizza.
I like pepperoni.
It's good.
Yeah, but not pineapple.
What is your deal with it?
It's just it doesn't work for me.
Doesn't work for you. Okay, that's fair.
It's fruit. Doesn't, and don't give me that tomato garbage because tomatoes, no. I don't care what they say. I don't care
either. Tomato is not a fucking fruit. I don't buy that.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. See, we can agree on that. I do not care what people say. That's not a fucking fruit.
It's not a fruit. I don't care how you came to this conclusion. I'm like, nope. There's no way.
How did they anyway? Like, how did they determine that's a fruit?
To do with how it's seeded. I don't know. But
well, that's stupid because they call penguins birds. So like nothing makes sense.
Oh, we're living in the upside down. Oh God.
Stop following me and panting.
The dog loves you.
He can love me somewhere else. He's panting in my ear.
Bananas are a berry. What the hell? Crystal, don't say things like that. It plays with my head.
How so, though? Like, what does she mean?
Yeah, you're going to have to... I got to know how this works, but... They are scientifically... Explain the science! Oh my God. Oh, your friend said, like, pineapple's acidic and it sneaks up on you. I think he's trying to imply that I don't like pineapple because I'm old and it gives me heartburn. You know, I was going to actually... I remember, well, because pineapples are acidic, but, like, that's why you don't want to eat, like, just a bunch of them at once because it, like, erodes through your mouth. Oh, hey, my I'm just going to take you with me for a second while I turn this thing off, because I was like, oh yeah, I was watching a show before we did this, and I didn't turn off the thing. Oops. Listen to the scientists. We'll be on the
We're listening to something?
That's what Mark says. We'll be on the same team as soon as you admit the superiority of gold. Oh my god. Oh, jeez.
So I have a funny story. My husband, we were laying in bed, and I must have fell asleep before him. And I wake up, and I shit you not, he's cleaning the bed. Like, the bed was soaking wet. And I'm just like, I look over at him, and I'm just look at the bed, and then I look back at him. Because in my sleepy state, I'm like, holy shit, did he piss himself? Like, that's like the he looks me dead in the eye, and he goes, because I'm like, why is the bed wet? He looks me dead in the face, and he goes, don't worry about it, just go back to sleep. Later I found out somehow he was drinking like from a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew, and he fell asleep mid-drink and dumped it all over himself.
How do you fall asleep? First of all, how do you fall asleep drinking Mountain Dew of all things?
I don't know. Well, to be fair, he drinks it all the time, so it probably doesn't affect him at all anymore.
Oh god, I feel that. I need to detox from caffeine, something fierce.
But I'm like, how do you do that? How do you get so tired that you just fall asleep when you're drinking soda?
Crystal asks are you ready to want to block me? Oh god. She sent me the thing. Bananas are berries. Let's see what it says.
I'm scared. You have to tell me.
Well, if it'll load, it's taking forever. Come on. Do a load. Anyway, while that's trying to load. Oh, here we go.
I still think you're all fucking with us. Like,
oh god.
Penguins are birds. Oh, what?
Bananas are berries. Raspberries are not. Oh no. Okay.
What?
It turns out berry is actually a botanical term, not a common English one. It turns out that blackberries, mulberries, and raspberries are not berries at all, but bananas, pumpkins, avocados, and cucumbers are. Oh god.
They're fucking with us. I don't care. They're fucking with us so hard.
What makes a berry? Well, a berry has seeds and pulp, probably called pericarp, that develop from the ovary of a flower. The pericarp of all fruit is actually subdivided into 3 layers. The exocarp is the skin of the fruit, and its berries often eaten, like in grapes, but not always, like in bananas. The mesocarp. Night, Mark. Oh, jeez. The mesocarp is a part of the fruit we usually eat, like the white, yummy part of an apple or the bulk of a plum, though in citrus fruits, the mesocarp is actually the white. Oh, dear Lord. If most fruit have these 3 layers, then why are berries special? It's mostly due to the nature of their endocarps. Oh, God.
Ginger, when does Jesus come back again? I'm sick of this shit. Sick of this shit. Bananas are berries. Tomatoes are fruit. Penguins are birds.
Country roads, take me the fuck home. All right.
Men menstruate. Like, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over it. Like, when's he come back?
Show. Yes, it is. Just as we planned. Not really.
It just happened because we're both weird people.
Exactly. As soon as Crystal moves back to the north.
What the? That's when Jesus. Crystal, get your ass up here.
Go to Canada.
Listen, you go as far north as humanly possible to get Jesus back here.
Oh, God. So I'm just going to keep talking about my wife this, my wife that. Hey, did you know I was married now? No. So I swear to God, she does this.
I think it's cute.
Oh, thank you. But she does this to get a rise out of me, I swear. But I know she'll partially get it wrong because she doesn't know, but also get it wrong because she just likes messing with me. Because I'll be like,
welcome to marriage.
Yeah, right. And the other day she was saying something about, because we were talking about like just general geopolitics, because everyone's ganging up on the U.S. But we were like, what the hell has someone like Sweden done for the world, right? And she was like, make great watches, but besides that, I was like, that's Switzerland. They're the same thing. I was like, they're not the same thing. They're pretty close to each other. They're on opposite sides of the fucking continent.
I like her. She's trolling you in real time. This is great.
She really is. My wife is shit, and I love her for it.
Oh my gosh, I need to try that shit on my husband.
Well, she said because I have the line. We have the little back and forth. She's like, whatever. I'm like, not whatever, babe. Things mean things. Oh man.
Well, I told you. I think I tweeted it out when I told my husband because my stepdad loves Star Wars and my husband prefers Star Trek, and I had said to him that like Star Trek is just the intellectual version of Star Wars, and he just stared at me. Oh, the glare, the look on his face. Just like, did you call me dumb?
I'm gonna be a horrible nerd because I don't hate Star Wars. I like it. I'm not like an uber fan about it. Like I really, really like The Mandalorian right now, and I think that's awesome. In the original,
he's
trilogy.
Watching that too.
I think it's a good show. It's like, whoa, you got a space western that's adventure, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. But I've been also trying to watch. People tell me never start with the original Star Trek, and so I didn't. I started with I'm watching The Next Generation, and I'm over here like, someone explain to me why people watch this shit. Oh God! Every time it comes on, I want to punch Will Wheaton in the face. I don't care if he's like 15. He's an asshole, and he's gonna continue to be an asshole.
Well, you know, when you said like your wife fucking with you when he was watching The Mandalorian, like they said something, there was a line in it or something like, we need to save the Mandalorian or something. I'm like, why are they trying to save a car? And he's like, that's a DeLorean. I was like, this show's fucking weird. The whole show's about saving a car, and he just gets super pissed for some reason.
Oh, it's awesome. But
it's on purpose. Trust me, it is.
Oh, yeah.
We're not stupid. It's just funny.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Crystal, I said it. I'm a horrible nerd. I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan. Chastise me, for I am a heathen.
I don't know. Star Trek, I think, is weirder. Because, like, it's human monsters. Like, they're human, but they look all fucked up. I don't know. They freak me out. But Star Wars is boring.
Oh, God. Just for that, flamingos bend their leg at the ankle, not the knee. You say this like it weirds me out. I don't care about bird biology.
Did you know owls have really fucking long legs?
Doesn't surprise me in the slightest, but I think I saw a photo of one, like, defeathered, so yes.
No. It's weird. They're not birds.
I don't know, like...
Penguins aren't birds either.
I got a kick out of one episode of Star Trek because I'm still trying to watch it just so I can understand the cultural relevance of it and stuff, right? As far as nerd stuff goes. I have to know. I gotta see.
I swear, Ginger got nothing but nerds to do our podcast thing, and I'm just over here like, okay, go ahead.
Well, I was laughing. I was having a giggle at this one episode because, like, they go to a planet that's basically the same as Earth at the what is it? As far as the mid-20th century, except the only difference is that as their species evolved, because they're still basically humans, but women were the more dominant sex between men and women, and so as a result, men tend to be like these little manlets that are all prim and proper and kept up like a woman, but the women they're generally taller and stronger than them. Like every guy is about 5'2", and every woman's 5'10".
I'm 5'2".
What was that?
I said I'm 5'2".
There you go.
Kind of insulted me.
Midget.
Wow. Okay.
But no, I was having a giggle at it because like one of the men from the Enterprise is like, "Oh yes, I'm gonna have sex with this woman president from this planet," and she's like, "I'm into that," and I'm like, "Okay." So What's the moral here?
That's weird. See, that's not even nerd shit. That's like crosses over between nerd porn shit. It's a cross. I'm not a nerd. There's nothing about me that's nerd.
Sutherland, remember, there's no right way to hit a woman. That's a quote from Kirk. Well, if you ask Sean Connery, apparently it would have been open hand. Oh, God.
But to be fair to all the feminists and their craziness, that was a long time ago.
Yes.
I'm just saying, people do change. I don't know if he did or not, but I'm just saying, redemption is a thing.
I saw that, and I didn't think to myself, wow, Sean Connery's a horrible piece of shit. I thought to myself, man, Sean Connery fucks with a particular form of crazy. Oh, no. That was my initial thought. I was like, you can't be James Bond and not have a couple weird women in your life. I don't know. I'm not justifying it, but that's where my head went first.
Did you see Crystal's comment? Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins.
Really?
I swear, Crystal is like the coolest person ever. She has the weirdest facts just on hand.
But why would they need to, I wonder?
Maybe they're really fish.
Oh, God. I mean, if
fish don't hold their breath.
If like penguins and kiwi birds can't fly and they're still birds, does that mean a sloth can be a fish even though it doesn't fish?
They're not birds. I don't care.
It's octopi.
Octopuses have 3 hearts.
Oh, okay. I can remember a couple of them, but the first one that comes to as far as weird facts. But Red, are you ready for me to mess with your brain a little bit?
It's already been messed with. Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna stack on top of that shit.
Okay, good.
Because, so technically speaking, we are always living in the past because of the time it takes for our body to like interpret signals from our eyes and ears and everything to get to our brain. So we're always like a few microseconds living in the past. Like you're hearing this and already the time is gone. It's like dust in the wind.
So there's no present.
Technically, no.
Kind of like my birthdays. Mom joke. You're welcome. Oh my gosh. Moose can dive anywhere from 30 to 50 feet. Crystal, stop, for the love of God.
But why would they need to? Are they fish eaters?
They're fish too.
Oh God, even the moose are fish. You think you're safe in the oceans, but the moose will dive down and find you.
Oh my gosh, all those times you've seen the dolphins jumping in the ocean, there was a moose right under the surface. Oh my gosh, what the fuck?
Oh God.
Time is just a human concept.
Moose,
everything is past. Time is real. Time's not real.
No, okay.
Nothing's real.
I've heard that before, and it's still cool to think about. So that's another one I was going to say, actually. Okay, Red, if you could see yourself in the 4th dimension right now, you know what you would see?
A moose.
Not a moose. No. No, you would see a never-ending like worm from your point of birth to your death. Because time's happening all at once, so it's just like one continuous long, like, here's you at every microsecond of your life.
So when God looks at me, he sees a worm.
There you go, probably. I think God would see more like the arching pathways too, or something. Or maybe because he's like, I made the universe, so there we go, just one frame. What's up?
That's weird. I don't like that.
It's weird.
I go down conspiracy holes, like rabbit holes, so I don't know if I need to know any more of this stuff.
Okay. Well,
Because the one was nothing's actually real. The world isn't real. Your eyes are just, I forget what it was, but I'm like, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. And my husband's like, what are you still doing up? And I'm like, you're not real either. Am I really married? He goes, have you been drinking?
Wait, what is it now?
Like, supposedly, there was a conspiracy thing like nothing's actually real. It's just your eyes. Like, the world's not real. It's just your eyes are imagining something or seeing something that's not
Oh,
actually there.
I think I've heard this. Like,
It's weird.
is it solipsism? Is that what that is?
I'm not sure what it was called. Like I said, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, like I know because there's the thought experiment philosophical standpoint. I don't know what you want to call it of solipsism, where everything like because you never know for sure if there's someone else out there who's actually thinking because you only know your own thoughts, right? That whole Descartes thing about I think therefore I am. So it's like, God damn it!
So other people aren't real.
The birds are real. They are not drones.
Oh, I went down a rabbit hole with that too. And then I went outside and I was just staring at the post where there was a robin. I'm like, I'm fucking on to you. It's like I'm on to you. It's like I know you're
no.
here fed.
But no, the idea of it is like only you exist because only you know that you think. And I was like, I
knew that.
Was that?
I said I was speaking to Crystal's comment before toilet paper. Americans used corn cobs. I knew that.
Oh, my butthole! Ow!
Went right to the butthole.
Well, yeah. What else are you gonna use toilet paper for?
I'm a girl, so
I forgot. Girls don't poop.
We don't poop. We never poop. Of course, girls poop. Don't be ridiculous.
Well, I know that.
I like tweeting that. Just as a reminder, girls poop too. People lose their shit. They don't like that. Ew.
Oh.
Cornhole.
Well, okay, I need to just see if I can get my shirt to do this. Nope, that's my necklace. I don't want to hurt myself. Okay, I'm just gonna use my hood on my jacket. I'm the Great Cornholio.
Oh my gosh. I tried watching that the other day, and it's not as funny as I remember. I guess it's because I'm an adult now. But I don't know. You seem to enjoy yourself. Then my daughter must have found it on YouTube because she came over and she had her shirt pulled up over her head and did it. And I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be watching that stuff.
I see the first exposure I ever had to like Mike Judge was King of the Hill. I never really watched Beavis and Butthead. I just knew of its existence. But when I finally saw it, I was like, okay, that was different. It didn't stick with me. I liked King of the Hill more.
I liked King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
What was that guy's name who was like anti-government?
Dale Gribble.
I loved him.
Oh yeah. I just love one of those. It's just one of those random compilations of Dale Gribble being absolutely Dale Gribble. And there's one point where he's just crawling on the floor. He's like, one must think like a baby in order to protect it. In their eyes, anything is a weapon. For instance, pulls up a fucking huge Crocodile Dundee knife. This weapon.
He was probably libertarian, right?
I don't know what he was. I think he was just generally freaked out. Like, libertarian.
So libertarian.
I don't know. Like, oh God. Maybe he was. I was gonna say he wasn't like an communist capitalist or anything.
No.
Maybe a minarchist, I would say.
That's probably closest to what I am.
I mean, yeah, same.
I'm a combination.
Yeah.
I certainly don't want anarchy.
Yeah. I don't get anarchist at all. Like, I want to understand it. but I
That
can't.
reminded me of a conversation I had with an anarchist on Twitter. I ended up
Oh.
blocking because it was just constant. Anytime I said something, it was just, blah. They like to spew their shit onto other people. But it had something to do with, we should have no rulers and everybody control over themselves and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that
You
works
see,
out
that's
real
what
great when
loses
you
me,
leave
'cause I'm
kids
like,
by themselves.
that's what loses me about the whole idea, because I'm like, all right, I want to believe it, I really do, but at the same time, humans are a tribal species. We need a hierarchy.
Humans are shit. And like
We are.
I said, okay, well, how about this? I will start a GoFundMe and I will make it possible to get an island, right? And send all of you anarchists over there. And you just have your little utopia over there by yourself. No, I don't have to go anywhere. And I said, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to live primarily with anarchists either. Didn't have shit to say.
Oh,
It's like,
that's
oh, I
good.
don't have. It's like, dude, I gave you an out, right? You want to live in this anarchist society, so I gave you a way to do it, and you won't do it because you know damn well
Night,
if you're one
Ginger.
of the weaker ones, you're screwed.
Oh yeah.
Night, Ginger.
Okay, Crystal, you cannot hate people and think they're selfish and also think that people can easily function. Yeah, seriously though. Have fun sleeping in an igloo, and I'm sure he will too. Oh man. Anarchy is just a weird rap.
It doesn't make any sense, right? Because like you said, humans are tribal. They will always, no matter what, okay, no matter what happens, they will always form some kind of government, whether they like to admit that or not. They might call it something else, but it's still going to act like a government.
Well, like, look at every freaking. It's like the opposite of the spectrum, like by a freaking country ass mile, right? The freaking everyone who wants to do like something more socialist inevitably goes more communist, and
right.
It's like this weird thing where it's like, do you not understand the horseshoe? I think that's how that's right? Horseshoe theory. Maybe it's not, but where it's like, okay, you're too good to be true. You're too good to be true. Too many rulers. Too few rulers. It's like, guys, neither of you is fucking feasible. Stop fighting.
Yeah, they're just on two different sides.
Yeah.
Of the same coin. And I know they hate that, but like I made a comment once, and I know it pissed a lot of people off, but like I don't really care. I'm kind of used to that.
Gasp.
To be an anarchist in my mind, and a lot of people don't like it, in my opinion, right? This is just my opinion.
Okay.
I think to have a mind for anarchy, you have to have a criminal mindset. You just have to out of the gate, because you want to have no rulers. But I think why? Like, I understand, being a minarchist and stuff, that sounds great, but it's still where there's some kind of balance of power versus freedom. Right. It's not a free for all. But if you want to be an anarchist, why do you want to take those protections away? And when they say, well, you just privatize the police and then you can, you'll pay. It's okay. So you still have the police. Yes, but it's not government run. So it's not whatever. And I said, okay, well, what do you do with the person who's weak, right? Like, doesn't have a job, can't actually pay to get protection. Like, their life isn't worth being protected. Like, what do you, well, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, dude, it's never going to work. Like, maybe in a cult type of set where it's small in a little compound, then maybe anarchy would work. But large scale, never going to happen, never going to work. Have you ever met a person ever?
Yeah, seriously.
People are not nice. The
only minarchy, I'm like, okay, that makes more sense to me, because at least there's still something going on. Like every fucking anarchist or ANCAP, whatever you want to say, is always like, everyone likes to use the roads argument. Now, hey, I get it. Yeah, I would rather have Domino's pave my roads too if I thought they could do it faster. But at the same time, it's like, okay, there still needs to be some kind of framework in place. Right. It's like they're trying to, like, no, we'll have our own. Like, you are admitting you need a framework. I don't like the idea of it being a monopoly like this. And even though government sucks, I'm like, I don't know, guys. Gotta say, you're not making me a compelling case for not wanting the U.S. government around, even though I have my own misgivings about them. Oh God!
Right, and even libertarians kind of lose me in a certain way, because what they'll do is, instead of, I've noticed this and it really bugs me, instead of focusing primarily on freedom, liberty, and all the good stuff of libertarianism, get the fucking lunatics to come out and like, we're gonna make crack and prostitution legal. Like, bitch, calm the fuck down, because this is where you lose sane people, right?
It's really
like,
sad. It's really sad that the only thing libertarians have actually done for this country is make a wacky frickin' just a weirdo bullshit political party where you got like one person who's up on stage, buck ass naked. I'm like, guys, this is why no one wants to engage with this ideology or this general idea of, good Lord.
We need some libertarians that are more like, hey, we need to get rid of the federal government. We need to bring power back to states.
Basically, more Ron Paul libertarians.
Yes, like, don't go full on crazy. Like, if you want to make drugs legal because everyone should, fine, whatever. I'm just saying, maybe don't bring that to the forefront right away.
A good one. I would like to hear what a libertarian would think about involvement when it comes to World War II. Yes, me too, actually.
That'd be a good one.
Hell, I'm over here thinking about what a libertarian would think about, like, what's going on in China. Like, total disclosure, first of all, because I was a piece of shit and I forgot to say anything, it's Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to everyone out there. Like, I didn't serve, and I don't know that I'm going to in my life, right? Because it's to the point where I don't know if that's even a viable option. Maybe it is. 2020 is not over yet, but because I'm over here thinking to myself, okay, I would say I am a more libertarian-minded person. I don't want to go to war with, like, China, because that's the first superpower that comes to mind that actually is trying to cause shit on a geopolitical scale, and is like, coming for you, Yanks. And it's like, okay, we'll still fucking mess you up. But I'm over here like, yeah, as much as I wouldn't want to go to war with another nation in my lifetime, I'm fairly certain that if it was with the People's Republic of China, I'd be okay with that. I'd sign up for it. You know what I mean? I'm like, you're putting people in concentration camps. You're monitoring people like it's 1984. Yeah, if for some reason someone's like, yeah, we're going to war with China, I'd be like, cool, let's kill some commies. I'm just...
Well, they're violating human rights, too. You got to look at it like that. If you're a libertarian, like, I understand nobody likes war. But at the same time, like, we're essentially saying, okay, it's the same way that they want to make the argument that, oh, well, it's not just America. Like, let's open the borders, let everyone come in. Well, then, if that was the case and what libertarians actually want, then it goes without saying that then the whole entire world should be our problem, correct? So if you're a libertarian and there is a country, which, by the way, if we're having open borders, there's really no countries anymore. So if we're having a certain part of the world that is obviously violating human rights, where do you stand with that as a libertarian? Like, do you step in? Like,
that's not a bad point.
Like, do you step in or do you just kind of let it go? Because if we're, like I said, we're opening the borders, then you have no borders. So you can't just say, oh, it's another country, I'm going to stay out of it. Because no, there are no borders anymore. There is no other country anymore. This is human rights violation. What do? They're violating the NAP. Yeah. And from my understanding, if you violate the NAP, then kind of everything is out in the open at that point.
Yeah, seriously.
Then defense comes in play, right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Oh, man.
I just fucked with my own mind.
I do that all the time. It's fun.
I was like, holy shit. Now what do I do?
Do you know what zero involvement helped lead to? World War II. Yes, Crystal. Oh, man.
Well, my opinion, you can't stay completely out of it because
you can't. I like
because it comes back home.
I like one quote from Churchill, specifically about us, because we're like, we don't want to get involved in this war, guys. We really don't. We're going through a depression. We've got all kinds of shit happening. And Churchill's quote was, America will always do the right thing when they've tried everything else. And I was like,
I like that.
not wrong. Yeah. It's like, that's definitely us. Oh God. You know what? I've been thinking about it more and more lately because I'm like, what would I do if I was president? And I'd be like, get out of the world. I would just like, I would pull everything and be like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and just fucking stay in our own borders, guys. See you later. Just because I would love to see the outroar of like, you're supposed to help us. You'd be like, we are not the world's policemen. The only reason this happened is because you kept involving us. Go away. If someone's in a concentration camp, you're gonna die. Like I always keep seeing this thing from other countries, like at least Canada and the UK and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, Americans are always getting their nose and stuff. Like, yeah, because the last two major world wars we tried to stay out of, people just dragged us in. World War I. Bye-bye, Lusitania. Oh, hey, Germany's trying to get Mexico involved in the war, and also they're going to, like, try and take some of the southern states. Yeah, Germany, get wrecked, asshole. Oh, hey, we didn't want to deal with World War II because our economy is just tending to shitter right now. Okay, thanks, Japan, for bringing us into it. We're going to annihilate all of you. And I'm over here like, what changed? People kept getting involved in shit, and we probably didn't need to be involved in a lot of that shit, but good lord. Huh. I have a
What we should do, just bring the troops home, protect America that way, the borders and whatnot. And if somebody comes in, but then if somebody comes in and tries to fuck with the United States, then positively, because you have an obligation to your citizens, then you absolutely step in. But not until then. Because America just goes in and fucks everything up and then just destabilizes nations and causes them more problems.
Oh, man. I don't know. I feel like I read an article about somewhere that because of our actions in, like, the Middle East, I think Afghanistan's economy is centered around opium. And I'm like, oh, shit. I have to look it up again, but I don't know. Oh, shit! It took me a second to realize who this was. Dude, War Hippie, Val, what up, man?
War Hippie?
That's his name.
Interesting.
Yes, good dude. What, man? Looks like a techno Viking. It's come to. I'm trying to think of how to things. Anyway. No, I just.
Taxation is theft and get rid of all roads. Like that's where you lose people when you say shit like that. Like,
everyone keeps yelling taxation is theft. I'm like, okay, listen. Maybe if you tried a different approach to the taxation topic. Like, what if you said some shit like, hey, listen, doesn't it seem weird how they keep making new taxes, even though there are some things that they could probably rescind? Like, I remember a couple years ago watching like an old, like, this is a guy who was still in that 2016 to 2018 time frame of like anti-SJW YouTube, and he was talking about all these different taxes that we have, and one of them was the Spanish American War tax, and I was, yeah, that's the thing. Apparently, we're dealing with. I'm like, really? That's concerning.
Hey, fuck roads. Well, if you give me give me an off-road vehicle, then absolutely.
I don't need no bitch-ass roads, he says on his Polaris ATV. Whoa. Oh, man.
Well, see, and not only that, but like if you want to talk about taxation is theft, instead of saying, taxation is theft, try to explain it like what the government actually does with the taxes, right? Like explain it like, do you know your money is going to bomb children in third world countries? Like this is what the government is doing with your money. Or and like then you would probably get a lot more people be like, hey, I don't fucking like that shit. Like that's fucked up.
What John Stossel did, where he did a video, it was like, it cost $2 million to make this public restroom. Like, holy shit. You already got my attention with that title. What the fuck are we doing wrong?
Right. And I really have a problem, and I really, really hate this. Every time we have an election, you see government officials like, hey, donate to our campaign. No, fuck you. How much of my money do you take? yearly.
Yeah, right.
Fuck you so hard. I don't care about your stupid little ass ads where you lie to me. Like, I'm not going to help you with that. Like, what the hell?
Oh
No.
man.
I want to be a politician, though, just because I think I want to start locally, right? And then kind of branch out because we need infiltration. We need to probably delete this video. We need to get
Oh,
on the inside to dismantle the whole thing. We need insiders.
oh man. No, I honestly
Pretend you didn't hear me. That's right.
I
Good boy.
didn't hear shit. Well, no, like because I think about that, I'm like, fuck. Because I'm looking at shit, and I'm like, okay, California. I'm mostly in a red area. I could probably get away with it if I wanted to, like, run for Congress. If I had anything to base that off of, I'm like, I'm only 26. I'm not about to do an Ocasio-Cortez and be like a young 20-something in public office because I would not know how to freaking handle any of that. But Red Sutherland 2024. The problem is that I'm not 35.
I'm 38.
Well, that's the thing. Both of
you work for me.
Good point. That could be an upset youngest man.
Don't be sexist. I'll tell your wife.
Whoa. Who's being sexist?
Listen. I will just run, and then you just tell me what to do, and then I'll just do it. And tell me it wouldn't be funny meeting with foreign leaders of countries that positively hate women. Just roll up, be like, "Hey, what's up?"
That would be pretty freaking sweet.
It's like, I know you hate me because I have a vagina, but you have to deal with me. So, because I have the bombs.
Yeah,
like, you got to talk to me.
Oh,
I'd get us in a war really quick, though. I'll be honest, because I had no control over my mouth.
I'll talk him down.
It's like, listen, she's on her period.
Like, okay, what you're thinking is I'm going to start a war. What you should be thinking is Vice President Sutherland is going to ream your asshole with a freaking rake. Don't try
it. You could just come in and say, she's a woman, I think it's that time of the month. You might want to just ignore everything she says. I'll make sure she don't hit the button.
Tell him, like, yo, Saudi Arabia, she's president, but I have the nuclear launch codes because
she's nuts. Oh my gosh. But seriously, Biden's going to get us in a war really fast because he's weak as fuck.
Oh, I've been laughing my ass off. I feel like it's intensified now because everyone's like, president-elect. And like, I don't think he's president. But like, the UN is just spouting off a bunch of shit about how terrible America is. And I'm like, oh, they know that. They don't think that Trump's going to be in office here really soon. Okay.
So they can start talking shit.
So they can yeah. That's another thing I would do if I became president like tomorrow. I'm like, okay, we're out of the UN. Get the fuck off our territory. Like, stroll into that building, go to the United Nations, be like, okay, you all have a week to vacate the premises. Get out of my country. Grab your shit. I don't care. We're bulldozing it if you're still here. Crystal, we still have recounts. Yes, I agree with you. I think Trump's going to win.
I'm hoping that he wins. And the reason I'm hoping he wins, it's not necessarily because of Trump so much. It's because what are my options, right? Like, it's Trump or it's Biden. At least with Trump, like I tried to explain to somebody, I said, okay, you have one person that has to sit on the opposite end of the table with a country leader who wants to fucking kill us. Do you want Trump or Biden?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if it was Biden, they'd be like, this fucking pussy. Like, even I could fight him. I understand he's old, whatever. But, like, I'm not scared of Biden. With Trump, I'd be like, I don't know. He's a little fucking nuts. He's a little nuts. He's a little nuts.
Hey, if Trump doesn't fuck you up, Pence will. The man looks like...
Oh, I'm in love with Pence. My husband's getting mad at me because when he was on there during the debate, I'm like, oh, my gosh, I love this guy. Like, he's just wrecking her. And he goes, you need to settle the fuck down. So I'm like, oh, he's fucking fantastic. And then every time Kamala smiled or did her stupid, like, I'm talking, I'm like, I want to fucking just, Oh,
God. War Hippie asks, by the way, Red, are you still in that protracted internet fight with Hobags?
Could you be more specific?
I think the answer is yes, bro.
I don't know which hoe bag you're referring to.
It was hoe bags plural, so I think he just means in general.
Oh, probably, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know. People hate me for no reason most of the time, just because I say something and they don't like it, and then I won't apologize, and then here we are.
Do you follow Anna Slats at all?
Doesn't even ring a bell.
I just found her. I think actually instantly it was an anarchist I followed just because I was like, I want to see what you guys think about stuff. But she was like, they're like, guys, we found the one leftist who can actually meme. It's glorious, and like I think she's even a self-proclaimed Marxist, but she's working for Rebel News, and I'm like, okay, you have my attention, but she's fucking funny. Like,
wait, is this that one that shows her tits all the time?
I don't believe she does.
And
show
goes by commie or something. There's someone I see a lot of libertarians following, and she's a proclaimed communist, and they follow her because she shows tits, and all the females are like, "Don't be fooled by tits, fellas!"
I don't know who that is actually.
I'll have to figure out who it is because I'm like, oh my gosh, the guys are just gonna see tits and they're gonna be like, just everything flies out the window, which is why with the libertarian circles, some of the libertarian women, I'm just like, would you please stop this? Focus on words. Focus on your mind. Like, don't do what the fucking leftist women are doing and then try to tell me, well, it's liberty. Okay.
Crystal says, I literally asked the question as y'all could hear me. What the fuck?
What? If Biden won, we'd be going from someone with a strong personality to one with no personality. I literally asked the question. Wow.
Okay.
It's all right. I do that.
I just saw this, and I think we all owed Alex Jones an apology. From Big Think, Spanish scientists are making very promising human-monkey chimeras in China. You know, last year when I was driving to Idaho, and like as soon as I hit Reno, I turned off my music and I put on the Joe Rogan podcast that had Alex Jones on it the second time. I thought he was just bullshitting me when he said something about chimeras being made in labs, and now I feel like we all need to apologize for him. Oof.
Well, see, and that's the problem too, because you got people like Alex Jones, which I think he's a fucking nut. Like, there's no argument really there. But when you deplatform a nut job, and send him underground, you're just proving him right. Like, the best thing to do with a nut job is just to let him fucking spiel his shit.
Seriously, when you
call him out,
enabling the god.
You're enabling the nut job. Stop deplatforming them. Let them just talk.
I swear, there was at least 1 or 2 times where I texted a friend, like when I was at a rest stop. I was like, dude, I think this is Alex Jones' world. We just live in it. Because holy shit. Like, that was 5 hours that passed by way too damn fast. And I think next time if I drive there, I'm going to have to listen to it again just to fully absorb it all. Because holy fuck. Alex Jones scares me, not gonna lie. Yeah, he kind of scares me too, Crystal.
Well, it wasn't him, but when Twitter was suspending people for sharing that, what was it, New York Post thing with Biden and Hunter?
Yeah.
That story. And they were banning people. Like, dude, I'm thinking, if somebody puts an article out, right, that says there's a spaghetti monster that flies in the air and has like assholes for eyeballs, like, it's not your job to coddle me. I'm an adult. If I want to believe in the spaghetti monster, I should be able to.
There's a mental image for you right there.
What, assholes for eyeballs?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just saying.
I know. I'm just I'm ahead.
You're fine.
I know.
How are you going to be president when you're like geeking out over assholes for eyeballs?
I'm not geeking out. I'm just over here like focus on the conversation, not on the assholes for eyeballs.
Yes, but that was the conversation, so.
True, yes. I'm trying not to see it in my mind's eye.
You said I, and I just said, yeah.
Yeah. My mind's asshole, I should say.
Okay, that was a weird image because now I'm seeing it too.
Oh, hey, don't think about it, Red. Just focus.
Yeah, but I don't care. It doesn't bother me. That's why I should be president.
Crystal
Because
says,
assholes for eyeballs.
Hulu. Yeah. Oh, God. What else is there? Trying.
Did you vote?
I did, yes.
Are you comfortable saying who you voted for?
I voted Trump. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Me too.
Well, okay. Because last time it was a very fuck it kind of the vote because I like everyone else thought that fucking Hillary was gonna win. So the next morning when I find out that it was Trump, I was like, oh shit. Or that night when I found out it was Trump, I was like, this is insane. And after like a couple days, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it so no one's being like because. So I put out a Facebook post, and I had a few friends who disagreed, and a few that were like, "Bro, what the fuck?" And I was like, just whatever." And I think I lost like 3 people who said they were my friends, and I was like, "Bye." So yeah, after that, I was like, whatever. Okay, if I lose some friends this time around, fuck them. Like I can disagree with people just fine. Like I kind of had a little internet tiff with someone who I think. What would Izzy describe herself as? I think like an.
I don't know what that person means. I identified myself on Twitter. What do they mean?
Well, like politically speaking, you know what I mean? Like maybe as an anarcho-communist. I can't remember, or some kind of anarchist. Like either way, they were talking. Like literally, our first conversation was.
Oh, I was talking about war hippie, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh, okay, but it was like capitalism bad because so and so, and I was like capitalism good because so and so. Also, you're wrong. And then it was like, do you want to be friends? Yeah. And I was just like, I apparently just attract people that way, but it was so. I'm fine.
My sister was a Bernie supporter, so.
Oh boy, that sounds fun.
Well, she went to Penn State, and my sister's 10 years older, so she's 48. She went into college, and she came out dumber than when she went in. So my libertarian stepdad, whenever we get together and stuff and talk about politics, like he just pretty much laughs the entire time because me and my sister get into it, and then my mom, who's just now getting into politics, she lived her whole life, and she's just now trying to get into it and talk, and she voted Trump this year, and my sister just like.
Was like,
went off. She went off. And my mom told me on the phone, she's like, I don't know what's wrong with her. I was just trying to talk to her and she started yelling. It's like, Mom, she's on the left. Of course she started yelling at you. Like, this is what they do. And then I was like, this pisses me off. I said, you wait till Thanksgiving. You just wait. Then we're going to have fun.
I'm so happy that for the most part, my family is pretty politically homogenous. Like, I can get along with a lot of people. I really can.
Okay, war hippie.
Oh, atted. I saw that as ated. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway. But no, and I'm like, at least at Thanksgiving and stuff, I'm not going to have to worry about, like, are we all in the same boat? Like, no, we definitely are. Thank Christ in the sky. Well,
she's the one on the left, and then my teen is too, because she's 16, and that's kind of where her age group is. But she's at least willing to like, and she's pro-choice, and I'm very much pro-life.
Okay,
but right, and she finally got to the point where she's like, but I do believe there's a cutoff. Like I do believe that, and I said, okay,
that's fair.
That's fair. And my libertarian stepdad's the same way, but he's only that way. He says is up to a certain point, and he's only that way because he wants the government to stay out of it.
That's fair. Okay, I can appreciate that.
But then no, because I was yelling and swearing at him, and I'm like, okay, so like when you murder somebody, like the government should stay out of that too. Like where does it end? Like if you see a woman being raped, like that's not your business either, right? Or a man smacking his wife around. I
kind of wonder the legality of it. Like, let's say I'm just someone who's walking down the street, it's at night, and I see some guy like mid raping of a woman, right? Like, assuming, like, let's assume for a second in this scenario, I'm like, oh, hey, I have a 45. Hey, there's someone getting raped. Dead. Bye, rapist. Are you okay over there? Come on, let me take you to the police officer or something. I genuinely want to know, like, anyway. But no, after last election, I've kind of become numb to the idea because I know I have this problem. Like, I feel like I need to be a people pleaser, and like I was picked on a lot in high school. They're not in just high school, like in school in general. High school actually wasn't that bad for that kind of thing, but so I got like a rejection thing going on. So I don't want to be rejected from people. But now I'm just coming around where I'm like, actually, it's okay if you get rejected from some people because they're dill holes. Like,
Right.
Again with the Churchill quote, like that whole like people hate you, good, it means you stood for something. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Surprisingly, I used to be a big people pleaser when I was younger.
That's very surprising, actually. Yes,
Hmm.
clearly you grew out of
it. Oh my gosh, yes, I did. Because now I don't care. I think I have 2 friends, 2 actual. Well,
yeah,
unless I count like Crystal and Ginger and Juan and them. But other
yeah,
than that, my husband and maybe like 2 others, because I refuse to just say, oh, okay, well, we can agree to disagree. Like, I get that. I can, but it's just my mouth is not able to.
yeah.
And I keep going. When
Okay,
I know I should stop, my mind's like, okay, well, they're obviously uncomfortable. Maybe you
like that's
should. My
enough.
mouth's like, no.
Your mouth's like more.
Pretty much.
A wild copy entered the chat on a different device. Oh, okay, that's still more hippie. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
like
Anyway.
I can do that agree to disagree thing, even though I'm over here like, but I'm like, okay, whatever, fine. It's their decision. I don't have to worry about it too hard. But
I do it, but in a different way. I'm like, okay, well, obviously we're gonna have to agree to disagree because you're a fucking idiot. Like,
yeah, there you
I
go. Yeah.
do it a little different. Like,
Well,
I'm not talking to you anymore.
sometimes I get lucky and I don't even have to like give my input on it too hard. So like, one of my like a friend of mine on Twitter who like we've been talking a lot for the last few months. Like I know for a fact she is, she's more left leaning. I think like I don't think she's like total super lib or progressive. I think she's just like general liberal or whatever. And that's cool. All right. And she also likes guns quite a bit. And I'm like, oh, cool. She's not the same Second Amendment absolutist I am, so I don't think she's in the same camp of let's let people have tanks. But
Hell yeah.
but she likes guns. And she was saying something about how it's like, she was saying all this stuff about how it's like, hey, it doesn't mean that everyone gets a gun, da 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 da. And I'm looking at this and like, I don't know how to respond to this because I don't want to. Like, I don't think we would start a fight, but I know it'd be an intense conversation. But then she was like, I'm sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now. And I was just thinking, oh, thank you, Jesus. I don't have to say anything about that. I don't have to make my disagreements known. I think she already knows. Like,
You're
I think
lucky.
It would have been a fun I am extremely lucky. Oh my God. There are so many times I should be getting screamed at or just in general die, and I don't.
Well, see, I think I have a few left leaning and some outright leftists that follow me on Twitter, and I'm always thinking, why do you people follow me? I make fun of you guys like all the fucking time. Like, what? Do you hate yourself?
I have come to the conclusion that people from various backgrounds follow me because I'm apparently charming as fuck, is what I'm getting from it.
I'm not. I'm just angry. Maybe they like that anger. I don't know.
They probably do. They're like, it's real. I believe it.
Well, I think that's another thing too. Like, I will follow them back, and I've followed them for a long time. And I think what it is, even though we disagree on virtually everything, they're not going to back down from me. And I have more respect for somebody who is not going to back down than I do for someone that's like, oh, well, I can understand that. I'm more able to get along, and it sounds so fucked up. I might want to see a therapist about it, but I'm a lot more willing to get along with somebody who kind of, no, fuck you, and blah, 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 and like gets aggressive with me, which is really weird. And it's not normally how a female reacts to that kind of thing. But
So,
I feel closer to that person because I know where they stand and I don't have to second guess myself with
so
them.
what you're telling me basically is in a previous life you were probably a man, and you probably also started many friendships with bar fights.
Well,
I'm
I've
just saying
been
that's
in
what I'm
a
getting to this right
few.
now.
I've
Was that?
been in a few in this life, so
There you
it's
go.
quite possible.
There you
And
go.
I had a woman in a bar bathroom. We were both going to the bathroom in separate stalls, and she started talking to me for whatever reason. Alcohol does weird things to you, and she ended up buying me shots. I had no idea what she looked like. She's like, "I'm gonna buy you a shot," and we get out, wash our hands, and she goes, "Okay." I had no idea what this woman looked like. Took me to a bar, and she started buying me shots. I'm like, I don't understand why people flock to me. I'm
I
kind
don't.
of mean,
I don't get it either. I'm a fucking spaz.
right?
I'm not
No, I'm
okay.
just mean. You're a
Yeah,
spaz. I'm mean.
there you go. I mean, hey, we both have our issues.
Agree to disagree.
Hey, no,
Man,
read.
I wouldn't call mine issues. Okay, you know what? Fine. I have issues.
There you go. The first step in solving the problem is admitting it.
Oh, I ain't solving any of it. I'm just saying
Yeah,
I have
yeah, neither am
problems.
I. We're
I'm
still in
not
the we're
fixing
still in
them.
the admittance phase of this whole "I'm a spaz" thing. I'm like, it's just hardwired. It's like people are like, Daniel, what's your problem? And I'm like, autism. Fuck you.
I just
That's
tell
not a
people I have
meme. That's legit.
because I just randomly yell out profanities. I just tell people I have Tourette's.
My boss thinks he has it. Oh my god.
It's like,
Like,
no, you're just a dickhead. You don't have to rest. You're just an asshole.
well, okay, so because my boss, he tells me sometimes, like, I'm pretty sure I have Tourette's, dude. And I'm like, I don't think that's how that works. He's like, no, because there's one point where he's telling me a story about how because he hunts a lot, all the fucking time, and there's
Did
one
you
point
say he
where
hums or he humps?
hunts, like.
Oh, okay, neither one. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
He's telling me about how there's one night where he's just laying in bed and he's thinking about this one time, like 10 or 15 years ago, where he's got a shot off on a deer or something, and he misses. And for no reason that he can comprehend, he just says to himself out loud, "Fuck." And I'm just like, Pat, that's not
That
Tourette's. That's
that's
just
a normal reaction.
that's
What
a
the
normal
hell?
reaction. Yeah. Oh man.
Man, if saying the word fuck randomly means you have Tourette's, I've had Tourette's like for a
Well,
long time.
not only that, but he's a business owner. I'm like, no, you have to swear to like let that steam pressure out of your skull cap because it's not an easy business. Oh,
See, now I'm going to Google, do I have Tourette's?
let us.
My husband gets my phone. He's going to be like, let me look something up. And you look it up and be like, why is there, do I have Tourette's on?
Oh
Like,
god.
mind your business. I don't ask about your Google history. You want me to talk about yours? Oh, man.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
I actually got to get going here
I was
soon.
gonna
I
say
got to let my dogs out.
my throat is dying right now.
Yeah, I got to let my dogs out. They're staring at me, and the one's panting really bad. I think he wants to go pee on stuff.
Of course it does. It's like, let me out.
Well, he's not neutered, so he gets like really overheated when he feels like he has
Oh,
to mark his territory.
oh boy.
It's bizarre. And I can't let them all out at the same time because then the boy dogs just get in this never-ending cycle of, oh, he peed, I have to pee on it. And then the other one comes over and repees on it. And then the girl's just over there and they're like, hey, let's pee on her pee. I'm like,
Oh,
holy
God.
shit. So
Dog Apology by
I
Red.
have to let 3 dogs out separately, which is always fun.
Every man everywhere gets nervous. Yep. All right. Well, that does it for this one, I guess, then. This was fun. We're going to do this again soon.
It was almost an hour and a half.
I was going to say, that's more than what we were expecting. I was thinking an hour, but an hour and a half is respectable.
I talked to my mom on the phone for like 3 or 4 hours, so
Nice.
he's like, as a man, he's like, wow. Okay, crazy lady.
All right, guys. Well, Crystal and Matt, thank you for being through this with us. And Red, thank
Yay.
you for being on for this little show.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Well, my daughter didn't end up coming down, so that was good.
That's a bonus, yes.
Have to do the camera next time when she's not away, so I can show you the dogs.
Yes, I must see the dogs. All right, and I'm going to end it. So, everybody, have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.